This new Toolbox deck is the most interesting Lightning deck that I've played. Roll the intro. What is going on, everybody? Hitmonchanning here, back again with another Pokemon trading card game online deck tech, and today I want to cover this Lightning Toolbox deck that I've kind of been inspired and, cooked up and, played around with. I think this is a super interesting list that I've absolutely been loving. I think it's really cool, really powerful, and this could be a really interesting archetype to play around with that not a lot of people really know about or have thought about. I played against a very similar deck to the one that I've made on the ladder, and I thought I'm gonna try my hand at this because this is super cool. I don't know the origin of this list. I don't remember who I played against that used it because it was a while ago, like, this style of deck. I love to give credit where credit is due, but this is the kind of list that I came up with here. So we're gonna go through it all right now. The whole deck is tied together with Ditto from Pokemon Go set with the sudden transformation ability that allows it to use the attacks of non-rule box basic Pokemon in the discard. Now, here are our attackers. We have Farfetch'd from Brilliant Stars with Leak Lash that does 10 more damage for each damage count on your opponent's active Pokemon. It is a very good finisher for just 2 energy. Then we have Spiritomb with the Ghostly Cries attack for a single energy. For each Pokemon in your opponent's discard pile, put 1 damage counter on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. If you place any damage counters in this way, your opponent shovels all Pokemon from their discard pile into their deck. Now, this is really interesting for a couple of reasons. It kind of bloats up their deck a little bit with Pokemon they might not even want, that they've been trying to thin out, and it gets you to place damage counters however you like, which is really good for finishing off a lot of missed opportunities in the early game. Then we run a 3-3 line of Mareep and Flaaffy for the Dynamotor ability, which lets us attach a basic Lightning Energy card from our discard pile to one of our benched Pokemon. Now we also play a Pincurchin in here for the Shocking Needles attack 30 times. Flip 4 coins. This attack does 30 for each heads. If at least 2 of them are heads, your opponent's active is now paralyzed. Guaranteed paralyzed, and 60 damage if you hit 2 heads. That's pretty good, actually, and it stops your opponent from really advancing in the early game, especially if you start Pincurchin or you start Ditto and you use Pincurchin very early on. We also have 2 of Regieleki, 1 of each kind. The targeted Bolt 1 allows us to discard 2 Lightning Energy and snipe 120 anywhere, and the Terra Spark 1 makes us discard all Lightning Energy and does 40 to 2 of our opponent's bench Pokemon as well. We also have Zapdos in here with Thunder Snipe, which we discard all energy from this Pokemon, and it does 160 to 1 of our opponent's Pokemon V or GX. Combined with our Zekrom with the Wild Shock attack. It does 60 damage to itself, but also instantly paralyzes our opponent. Another insta-paralyzed card that is very good. We also have a Zeraora in here with the Fighting Lightning attack for 2 energy. You can be doing 30 damage, but 110 damage to Pokemon V or GX. Combine that with a Choice Belt. Guess what that's going to be? 140 2 times on a water Pokemon. 280, you're knocking out Palkia VSTAR. And we also have a really cool tech in the form of Shedinja in here with the Life Squeeze attack. For 3 energy, you can put damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon until its remaining HP is 10. This combines really well with our Spiritomb Ghostly Cries here to allow us to take a big knockout for a single damage counter and set some other things up along the way. And then we also have a Manaphy just to get protected from Radiant Greninja, and a Radiant Greninja to help us draw cards. Now, for the rest of the cards, the deck is pretty straightforward. Hisuian Heavy Ball, Level Ball, Ordinary Rod, some other searches. We have Stormy Mountains to help us get our basics into play. 2 Boss's Orders, 2 Bruno. We play 3 Marnie, 3 Research, and a single Raihan. We play 2 Air Balloon, 1 Choice Belt, and super effective Glasses. So, against when we're playing against water decks like Palkia, or even flying Pikachu VMAX, we can actually apply 3 times weakness and take huge 1-hit KOs that aren't expected. 3 Speed Lightning, 6 normal Lightning Energy. That's the list. It is really cool to play around with, and you can really kind of interchange your attackers if you find more basic Lightning attackers that work. But without any further ado, let's hop into some games and hopefully get some good wins. Unfortunately, losing the coin flip here, our opponent is going to opt to go first. And we don't have the best start, admittedly, but if our Heavy Ball gets us something we can put in the discard, we'll actually be in okay shape. but we'll have to wait and see. Starting Zapdos isn't ideal. At least it does have a 1 retreat cost though. Playing against what looks to be Blissey, given by the Miltank and the Radiant Greninja here. So I can get behind this. Thunder Snipe might be able to do us, you know, do us pretty proud. Supereffective Glasses can help us get a cheeky knockout on Radiant Greninja. I am, you know what, I'm about it. Discarding a Water Energy. Maybe this variant plays Melody. I know a lot of them usually don't, but we'll see what happens here. This could just be the end of the turn. Not even going for an attachment here. They did have the Capacious Bucket, so they should have the energy in hand. But we'll see what my opponent decides to do here. Miltank in the active. Doesn't really matter to us. Route can be a powerful attack though that just basically does a clean amount of damage to take out our Pokemon. Ultra Ball coming out, getting rid of Be a Barrel and a Nessa. Oh, this is an interesting kind of deck. This isn't Miltank Blissey. This is something completely different. Could be like a kind of counter box or a water box style deck that uses Frostmoth and Snom and stuff to power up Greninja. But we will have to see what is in store for us here. The Ultra Ball, you know, my opponent's thinking long and hard about what they should be getting. It's going to be an Arceus. Okay, this is a very, very interesting concept with water Pokemon. And they're just going to pass it on over to us. Now we're going to get to go for a Heavy Ball. Grab Manaphy. I mean... Oh, I should have grabbed Ditto. I didn't even see it in the top corner. That sucks, but I think Manaphy is important. No, we don't need Manaphy. I'll Ultra Ball, or Quick Ball. Manaphy away. I'll grab... When he's going to discard. I think Zekrom... No, Shedinja should go in the discard for sure. Definitely Shedinja. And I will Quick Ball away. I keep mixing up the balls. I'll Ultra Ball away that. Grab myself a Mareep. And just Marnie. Got some energy. Got a Stormy Mountains. Stormy Mountains is very, very good. Gonna at the very least go for a Drill Peck to kind of soften up my opponent's Pokemon. Get another Mareep on the bench, and we'll just do a Drill Peck for 20. Not much, but it's honest work, really. The 20 damage is going to help us a lot, especially if we decide to go for a Electro or a Terra Spark later on in the game. This deck is all about thinking about your options and what you're going to do. If we can soften up some Pokemon, that's why I wanted to grab the Shedinja to put into the discard, because we can Life Squeeze this Arceus down to like 10 HP and then just Terra Spark and wipe their board. You know, if our timing is right and we manage our resources properly, we can basically just kind of destroy their board without them seeing it coming. Now on the flip side, Thunder Snipe can be really, really powerful here, because we can just get Arceus ready to be 2-hit KO'd by Leak Lash. Now, I just hope they don't get the first KO. They have the Evo Incense, which means they have the Arceus VSTAR, which means they have the Starbirth into their Switch Bliss Energy, which is what they need. But I'm actually not that concerned about this over here. I just really, really would like to get a Terra Spark off. They have the Capture Energy coming out, which is going to bring them a Pumpkaboo. They probably thought you could use the Pumpkin Pit ability to discard a Stadium, but it has to be from hand. But that's a bit interesting. So maybe they're going to, who knows, maybe they're just going to Starbirth, probably finding that switch card, that Air Balloon, or that Stretch, or that Escape Rope. An Escape Rope will be very unfortunate for us right now, I will say. Or maybe it's going to be 2 cross switchers, because this is an interesting kind of combo deck I've not really seen before. But we'll see what they grabbed here. I'm a little concerned, I will say. I'm a bit scared of this Arceus V-Star monster coming up onto our board. We grab Path to the Peak, which doesn't really do anything for us. And they're going to have Melanie, which is a little bit interesting. They don't have a switch card, it seems. They have a Capacious Bucket, so I don't know what my opponent is doing here. Maybe getting a huge Arceus into play so they can Hyper Potion off of it and whatnot. Maybe that's their kind of game plan. This is like Arceus tank, but no switch. we just get to play the game. Okay. Now, keeping that Stormy would have been good, because we could have just found our Terra Spark Regieleki. But I think what I'm going to do is scoop up the Zapdos. And we'll bring up a Mareep and hope that we can find ourselves another switch option. Because I think we'll research all these into the discard, so we have options. We have Belt, we have Energy, we have Ditto, no switch though. Just a bit unfortunate, I will say. But you know what, that is a-okay with me. I'll just attach an Energy to Ditto, as well as a Choice Belt. And I think the following turn we will be in a good spot with this research. Unfortunately, we did get a pretty bad draw off of our research, but we have another that we can kind of use to save. I was really hoping that we would get, at the very, very least, a Flaaffy, but I guess not. My opponent's got a pretty big hand right now, too, so we'll see what they decide to play. 2 Capacious Bucket in the discard. This was Melanie and Anessa. My opponent's going to drop a Ice Rider, so this is Arceus Ice Rider, which is pretty interesting. Gonna attach an Energy to Miltank and pass. Looks like they don't have their switching cards that they need. And we're just gonna research and keep on going here. We do get our Flaaffys, which is exactly what I want to see, but no switching card, which is very not fun. At the very least, we can get our Flaaffys and we can Dynamotor to our Ditto here. Only 1 Energy in the discard to do so. So, because there's nothing else we can do, we are also going to wait against my opponent and see what they come up with here. It looks like we're both a little bit stuck right now, which still makes for a fair game, but I do feel like if they have this Energy, they will have the first knockout, and they will have the way to power up Ice Rider. They do have the Energy. Can they, are they going to attack? No, they're just going to go for a straight retreat into Arceus. And now our plan, oh no. They're going to just boss it down. Okay. But now my plan can go into action as long as I can find a switch card that I so desperately crave. This is going to be an interesting time. My opponent taking 1 prize. And they have a pretty good board. But you know what? We have an even better one. If we're able to get a Terra Spark off, we will have an amazing board state. Just whittling away at some of their weaker Pokemon. And up goes our Flaaffy, getting ready to wreak some havoc. There is our air balloon, which is what we've been waiting for. And now this is the dilemma I have. We don't have a Terra Spark. No, I don't even consider the boss. We got a Bruno. Got a Bruno. And no Pokemon, seriously. Well, we do have a couple of options. We can Wild Shock right now. Fortunately, we don't have any way to get a guaranteed KO. But that is fine. We will just have to Dynamotor. I'm feeling like they got a Sharon's Care in their hand or something that'll completely invalidate our Ditto. But you know what? We gotta take the risk with Pal Pad. We need some research. We need some research. And we'll just go into our Ditto. So what we can do. Oh, we can actually Life Squeeze. Yeah, we should force the Sharons. That's what we should do. Yes, we're gonna Life Squeeze onto my opponent. That's what we should do. Why did I not think of that? Because now all we need to really do is get that Terra Spark, which we still haven't found. But if we have Raihan, we'll be in actually some good standing here. Outcoming an Evo Incense for an Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. And now I think this is going to be kind of the way that we win this game, is by taking big knockouts thanks to Life Squeeze. We'll have to see if we can draw into, like, I don't know, there's a combination of cards that we would need. We're probably gonna have to Raihan in order to get this combo to work properly. However, it's very possible we still take a dub here. My opponent going to retreat, which is exactly what I want them to do, and opting for a Max Lance, doing 130 damage. I mean, I guess Ride of the High King still would have KO'd, but you know what? That's okay. I'm not going to complain about this. I'm not going to complain about this amazing situation. We have the Rescue Carrier as well. That's perfect. That is literally the card we needed to draw. Bring our Ditto out into action. And now we can Raihan here. Is it even worth Raihanning? We should Raihan. We're gonna Raihan here, 2 or Ditto. Grab our Regieleki, or do we grab Stormy Mountains and put the Regieleki on the bench? I think we just grab the Regieleki. Yeah, and we can Dynamotor. 2 Ditto. And retreat. And then Life Squeeze. Boom. Ice Rider Calyrex is in very, very low range right now. And now all we need my opponent to do is retreat this Ice Rider. And we win. They might retreat into Miltank. I feel like I'm kind of reading their game right. I feel like they might retreat into Miltank and then just try and route us. Because they can route us KO, and then we just straight up win the game. My opponent's going to Nessa, just grabbing 2 energy. We're going to catch the Radiant Greninja. I don't know if they're going to retreat or not, but we have the boss in hand. Okay. We need to just draw into an energy. And then we win the game. If we draw into an energy, we win the game. We have the energy. I can't believe this. Oh my gosh. Okay. We will Dynamotor to Terra Spark a couple of times. We will retreat into Terra Spark, Regieleki. Attach the energy, boss up the Miltank, and boom. Terra Spark taking all 6 prizes in 1 game, in 1 turn. All 6 prizes were taken. Instantly winning us the game thanks to this electric toolbox deck. My opponent won the coin flip here, which is unfortunate, and they're going to go first, playing a fire type deck. But we have an okay start here. I'm actually not too disappointed with this here. Having the Bruno is good. We'll start Ditto to see if we can get any of these guys in the discard pile. See what they start with, if they get a good start as well. They're going to start with the Pumpkaboo, so hey, that's not great. Air Balloon is, you know, good. And they're going to have a Quick Ball as well, so they can get rid of a Research and grab one of their main attackers, maybe an Arceus. It's going to be an Arceus. This might be Arceus Charizard, that is my belief. And we actually have some pretty good answers to this type of just standard Arceus deck. This is probably going to be their turn right here, unless they opt to retreat, but they don't just yet. So that is pretty good. We have a phenomenal hand now, because we can level ball and grab a Mareep. And we're literally going to just Research. Boom. All of it gone. Getting into another pretty good hand, actually. We're going to just Pal Pad both of these back in. I regret almost not, you know, attaching an energy, but that's okay. We're going to Quick Ball and get rid of Bruno and maybe grab ourselves. What should we grab? We'll grab Radiant Greninja for next turn. And just wait. Now my opponent, it's very possible they can just take out Ditto and they can get a really good setup here. But after they evolve, then that's when we can start paralyzing them. We have 2 Mareep in play, so 2 Dynamotors and an attachment is 3 energy. That's the maximum that our attackers need. So we'll see what we can do here. My opponent might not have anything. They're going to have to Ultra Ball and get rid of a Choice Bell and a Marnie. So they're going to most likely grab their Arceus VSTAR here. That is what they're going to grab. And now my bet is they Starbirth for a energy and the card they're going to Trinity charge to. But oh, a Research in hand. When it's the last card, it's always really satisfying. Even, you know, you feel good for your opponent. But they get the energy, so they have the Trinity Nova here. And they get the Starbirth for whatever they want. They can Starbirth for, I'm guessing, the Pokemon that they're going to be Trinity Nova-ing to. My guess is Charizard. It could be something like a Centiskorch or something then, who knows? You know what I mean? It really, really depends what my opponent decides to do. I mean, I don't have all the answers, even though I wish I did. Now, taking a little bit to Starbirth, considering their options peeking through their deck. Just kind of a side note, Starbirth is just such a strong ability. You can just search for any cards you want. Getting another Arceus down, Putting a Path in play. Gonna Trinity Nova. Interesting with the fire energy there. Very, very interesting. No Charizard coming out or anything, but they're gonna power up Arceus V. And now we got a lot of work cut out for us. We're gonna go ahead and bring our Mareep up. Can put a Flaaffy. Now that's good for us. We actually have both Flaaffy in play. So we just need to find an energy. Let's look for our stadiums. We should have both or none. None is not good for our Radiant Greninja over here. But we can get a clean research and no energy, which really, oh man, what is that? We'll get rid of Manaphy and research here. Oh man, that is really interesting. Huh. I don't even know what to grab here. We can Dynamotor for 1 energy. Don't even have... Oh man, what? I guess we can just power up Ditto. Let's power up Ditto. And then... Oh, that sucks. We'll attach this here. Just retreat into Greninja. Wow, that was really, really tough. We have the scoop up net so we can just, you know... Oh man, why do they gotta do that to us? They had the boss in hand, they just knew. Now they're gonna take another knockout here. And man, does that stink. But you know what? That's okay. I have hope that we'll be able to do well against this deck. I'm just confused why it's fire, the energy type they chose. Water complements Arceus a lot better, which, like, I don't know, maybe they don't have their other attacker that's just hiding. Whatever. This gives us Raihan access, but at this point I think we just need cards. So we're going to bring Flaaffy up. Hopefully it's another energy we draw into. Supereffective Glasses is not the card that I want to be getting right now. That's okay. I'm going to research this whole hand away. And there's our lightning energy. We got another Flaaffy. It's actually okay with me. We can get rid of a lightning energy here. And what are we going to grab? Do we just grab a Zekrom? Because there's no way we can get it into the discard. I think we just grab a Zekrom here. And Dynamotor. And Dynamotor. And then touch that energy. Now I'm gonna rescue carrier. Oh, I should have rescue carrier for the Dittos first. That's just what I should have done. That's okay. I'll quick fall away this Flaaffy. Grab. I don't want another Ditto down right now. I'll grab Regi. Yeah, I'll grab Regieleki. Oh, I should have grabbed, what's this called? Farfetch'd. That's okay. We'll print Regieleki for now. Retreat into Zekrom, and boom. Wild Shock. 130 damage. Taking 60. But also paralyzing my opponent. Now let's see what they do. They could just have a switch in hand, which they do, which invalidates our paralysis, and you know, makes us take more damage. But they're gonna Pokegear 3.0 here. Get an Avery. Oh man, I mean, actually that's okay. That is actually really fine with me because I can get rid of Regieleki and Radiant Greninja. Get rid of them right now. That is actually really fine with me. Yeah, that actually kind of works. And they're just going to Trinity Nova, take out our Zekrom. Now, we really, really need to take a knockout here. Finding a boss right now would be incredible. I'm going to bring Flaaffy up to the active spot. We get Ultra Ball here. We're just going to bench Ditto and just Marnie this hand and Marnie their hand away. So we find our bosses, and we have our Dynamotors here, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to Dynamotor to Ditto. And now what are we going to decide to do? Is it just going to be Wild Shock time? I think it will be. Kind of just have to. We don't really have a choice. But let's see. We can Terra Spark, actually. Yes, that's what we're going to do. We're going to Terra Spark here. Yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan. We Terra Spark, get these set up to be KO'd, because if we can Terra Spark again, we can set... Oh, there's the Manaphy. That's okay. That Terra Spark was actually really, really clutch. That was very, very good. Because now we can potentially take a multi-KO turn. However, we won't be able to just do a direct snipe, which sucks. But having a choice belt would be really nice right about now. Basically, we got 2 turns to take 6 prizes after this one, so yeah, that's okay. I haven't seen the Charon's Care come out yet, so you know what? That's what I'm not too super concerned, I should say. We will bring Flaaffy into the active, and now what is our call? There's nothing that can KO. We might just have to Bruno. I think that's what we'll do. We're gonna attach first, and we just kind of have to Bruno and hope, because we need to find a choice belt here. We do not. That really sucks. Well, we'll Dynamo it regardless. Maybe we can just paralyze. That might be the play here. I think we'll kind of have to. Unless we want anything back. I don't think we do need anything into the deck. So we'll retreat. And just... Wild Shock. Paralyzing my opponent. Now I hope they don't have a switch in hand. That would suck. The Manaphy is really screwing up our game plan here, because we could literally just win the game by knocking that Manaphy out. And we Terra Sparking, taking out Pumpkaboo, and this Arceus here. Now Manaphy is messing up our game plan though. If they can't do any damage this turn, or they don't have a way out, that's really good for us. That's it. That's their turn. That is amazing. That's fantastic. Because we can bring down Ditto here, get another one powered up. We'll Dynamo it to our good pal. Now I do have a master plan. That we're gonna Ultra Ball these 2 cards away. Get us Shedinja's, the opportunity to use Shedinja. I think I'm gonna grab Pincurchin. I will Speed Lightning. We'll do it to a... Well, we'll attach this here. Do this to Flaaffy. Hopefully I can find a Quick Ball. No Quick Ball, but I get a boss. Now, I think this is what we do. You can just... Even we'll fight landing won't KO. Slash won't KO. I don't want a Wild Shock. I don't want a Targeted Ball. I don't want a Terrace. Oh, that sucks so bad. We can Life Squeeze, but like... Oh man, I guess we kind of just gotta... Kind of gotta Terra Spark. Right? Yeah, we have to. That sucks. We're not gonna do anything, but oh well. That's what we had to do there, which is okay with me. Take a prize card, that's fine. They can take 1 prize, but we'll be in a very, very good spot here, especially with the Scoop Up Net in our hand. I don't know if it's possible for us to win this game. It might be, if we can stall enough. If there's a way to take both of these out at the same time. Another Terra Spark would have been good, you know, like a turn ago, like 2 turns ago, basically. If we didn't have to waste our Terra Spark on the Manaphy. But let's see what my opponent decides to do here. A Terra Spark is KOing the Arceus right here. So if we can Terra Spark this Arceus, we win the game. Now we need to find our other boss. The odds of that, I mean, we have 5 cards left in deck. We can do it. It's very possible. We have the Scoop Up Net. We can, like, legitimately do this. It's so possible that we take the KO here. They actually have the boss. They're going to take out this Ditto. Interesting. which that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, because we can just do whatever we want. Like, it doesn't really matter. What matters now is the card that we draw into. We're so close to winning the game. Just straight up so close to winning the game. Oh man, that really sucks. There's nothing we can do about that though. We will just Dynamotor. Oh, maybe we can. No, maybe we no, we can't do it. Oh, that sucks. We can't do it. We'll try it anyway. We'll scoop up this Flaaffy. Man, that really does suck. We can't do anything about that. Oh, we were so close to victory there. We were so close. The only option I can think, like, no, we can't even do anything. We can just Terra Spark for fun. We would have had the win if we could find our boss. That's so disappointing, but you know what? That's okay. We played hard. Took a nice 3-prize turn. And now this deck is really powerful when you make your big brain plays. But it's okay, my opponent going to come through Trinity Nova for the KO. If they decide to do it. Oh yeah, you can escape rope, sure. Sure, just flare shot, whatever. Do whatever you like, my friend. Do whatever you like. Putting a collapsed stadium in play. Arceus Victini. Water! What? Water energy is interesting. Okay. Victini VMAX coming out to play. And the flare shot KO. Coming from my opponent. Taking the final prize and taking the dub. So what did you think of my Lightning Toolbox single prize deck? I think this deck is super fun to play, and it gives you so many options that you really have the tools to beat every deck as long as you properly manage your resources and really pay attention to what cards are in your deck. Now, would I change anything about this deck? I'm not too sure. I would add another Choice Belt in, maybe. Depends on how many Palkias you see. If you think you're versing a lot of Palkias, Supereffective Glasses is the way to go. But if you're not, I think Choice Belt, you should really consider swapping this out for a Choice Belt. Another thing I would add is maybe more energy cards. Maybe to get rid of a Speed Lightning and add like 2 more normal Lightning, because I find that if you're using Ditto a lot, Speed Lightning's effect doesn't really work. Which is fine in a way, like it's a special energy and all, you know, it's good to have the option of it. But it's not Dynamotorable, so that's something you really have to consider as well. But I really don't have many, you know, changes for this deck. Maybe one more Rescue Carrier, but I think that's about it. So with all that said and done, like the video if you enjoyed, comment down below what do you think of this electric toolbox deck, and subscribe to the channel. I do more Pokemon trading card game content super often, you know, twice weekly. Subscribe to the Hitmonchanting channel so you don't miss out on any of it. I have more crazy deck techs coming your way. And with all that said and done, thank you so much for watching. Hitmonchanting out.